Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is Escape from Tarkov. The game is in alpha and today we're continuing our series on stopping power of various rifles in the game. So today I've got the M4 for you, a motley assortment of parts in this one, a multicoloured gun, but a very popular gun in the game. And also we have the AS VAL, also quite a popular gun in the game. Fully silenced barrel, as you can see there, and also fires subsonic ammunition. What does that mean? Well, if we have a look here, you'll see here muzzle velocity is 295 meters a second, I think that says. So 295 meters a second, remember that number, and we'll look at the M4 and we'll see that the muzzle velocity here is 880 meters a second. So the ammunition from the AS VAL and indeed the VS travel much slower, and that's so that the bullet doesn't break the sound barrier and make a lot of noise, so they're much quieter. However, they you do have to allow for a lot more bullet drop with the AS VAL and the VSS and than you do with, say, something like the M4, so that will also be a little bit contrasted in the game. With the with this M4, I do a shot towards the end of the testing where I think I might have accidentally shot the guy in the head. He's a bit at range, and I'm used to shooting with the AS VAL and stuff like that, and you've got to the AS VAL and the VSS, you've got to shoot at the head to hit the body, whereas this one, not so much. So I may have accidentally got a headshot. I am trying to do all the shots in the body so we can properly test the stopping power. The what else do I want to show you? I've also done a little video that we might have a look at right now, actually, which shows the bullet drop tests. Remember, I did do a video about bullet drop. Well, I didn't have the AS VAL or the VSS at that time, so I'm going to do a quick little cut to that now, and we'll check out the bullet drop on them. You'll see it's quite a bit more, and also we'll see first I do a little bit of shooting just to test the sights, to make sure the sights are all the same as each other, and then we do the bullet drop test, and I will come back after that. Okay, so here we are on customs, our very close range firing range. I am holding the VSS. Let's test the sights here. Firing at the line. 2 rounds at the line. Okay, now let's try that with the VAL. Very similar height. Now let's swap some guns around. And we'll try it with whatever gun pops into my hand first, which is the M4. And then we'll try it with the DVL-10. Oh no, the SVD-98, sorry. A bit of a zoom scope there. And we can see that they're similar. Okay, now we'll go to what I call the short range firing range and test off some rounds. So between this bin and the pallets and over the truck bed, and we look at this wall here, and I'm going to aim, so we've got the end triangle, I'm going to aim for the top, very top corner of this triangle here. I was a tad low with that one. That's about the right height, but not quite in line. I've got to rest my arm a little bit here. So what we're looking for is bullet drop. One good thing about this scope, you can see where they landed. I'm going to try and do 5 shots with each gun. It's mainly the height I'm worried about, not so much the line. That one was a tad high. That was pretty much smack on. So that's 5 rounds with the SV-98. What have we got there? So we'll do the, might as well do the M4 now. This is only a 4x scope. So we'll go that, the one next to the next triangle along. Okay, and now we'll go and switch guns around a little bit, and we should see that the bullets land lower with these rifles because of the subsonic ammunition. So this is the VSS, the sniper rifle. Fully silenced subsonic ammo should land a little bit lower. It's only a ×4 scope. Okay, now let's try the AS VAL. The next triangle along, top corner. Let's go and have a look. So first one we can see is the SV98, which will be similar to the DVL10. Then we've got the M4, and they look very similar heights. But now we go and have a look at these two rifles firing the subsonic ammunition. So ammunition is travelling slower than the speed of sound, and as expected we get more bullet drop. It's quite a lot of bullet drop considering that's not really that long a range. So definitely if you go for if you want a headshot, you're going to have to aim above the head. So I hope that explained the bullet drop with these rifles. You do have to allow 4 more bullet drop with the AS VAL and the VSS. Another thing to note with these, if you go out at night with your night vision goggles on, it's a good way to train to use these guns. Go out in PvE, because for some reason, I'm not sure why it is, somebody might know. If you do know, you can leave it in comments. When you shoot these at night with night vision goggles on, you can see the path of the bullet. It leaves a trail, and it's quite handy because you can quickly learn how much lead you have to give your shots and how high you have to aim to hit where you want to hit. So that's quite handy. So when you see the gameplay coming up soon, you'll see that with the AS VAL, I go out at night time, and that's the reason why I do that at night time. With the M4, I go out during the daytime. So what we'll do now is have a quick look at the stats, and from the stats then we'll go into the gameplay. So here we have the stats for the AS VAL, and we can see that it says 15 used for 16 hits. Don't know exactly what's going on there, whether these stats are 100% accurate or not, or could have been shrapnel or something. I'm not sure exactly how that works. But anyway, 16 hits for 6 kills. So that's probably not as good as the SKS, which I believe was 12 for 6. So not quite as good as the SKS there. Similar, I think probably not as good as the VSS either. I did do a couple of run-throughs with this check, and both times it came out pretty much the same. So yeah, not bad, certainly not bad, certainly a lot better than the AK-74N we tested, that's for sure, way better than that. So still very good, and similar I guess to the VSS, but in the run-throughs I had not quite as good, and certainly not as good as the SKS. But still very interesting. But I guess it's fully silenced, so you got to pay a price for that. So now let's move along, have a look at the M4 stats. And the M4, these stats are a little bit weird. Basically we had 33 hits for 7 kills. This is similar territory to the AK-74M, but actually probably worse. But it says only fired 28 shots for 33 hits. Now I tried this 3 times just to test the gun out. All the time the results were very similar, but there's always a lot more hits than ammunition. So I wondered whether the bullets may be, because I know it does that with shotguns. When you fire a shotgun you get a lot more hits than you do shots, which is understandable because you're firing multi-pellets per shot, so you're getting multiple hits per shot, which is understandable. However, I don't know why it's doing it with the M4. I wonder whether it's the ammunition is like a hollow point ammunition, and so the ammunition breaks up on impact, and you therefore get multiple hits. If that's true, then it would probably be terrible against armor. So I don't know why that's happening. If you do know, please leave it in the comments so I can learn and understand it, and everybody else who's watching it who doesn't know, who's like me, can learn and understand what's going on as well. So yeah, but anyway, so it seems to take quite a few shots with the M4. Surprisingly, if we actually look at the ammo used, though, it's probably quite similar to the AK-74. It's probably not that bad. It's just the interesting thing is the hits. I think Actually, let me check the AK-74 and I'll get back to you. Okay, so here is actually the AK-74N stats from the game I had with that. And we can see that I fired 24 shots for 21 hits, so some missed. We can assume that some of those M4 shots we fired missed as well. So I think I had 28 shots fired on that. So assuming, yeah, it was a similar 28. We probably had some more hits, but we only got 6 kills with this one. The other one we got with the M4, we had 7. So for the number of bullets fired, certainly it seems the same. It's just interesting the number of hits. The thing is, if it is a hollow point bullet and it is splitting and getting multiple impacts, it should actually be taking down targets, I think, more easily and more quickly than a bullet that doesn't break up and spread. It should be better against unarmored targets, but not as good against armored targets. That would be my view on it, but I'm just not sure. Anyway, it feels kind of similar to the AK-74N. Feels sort of similar number of shots. I don't think they're that much different. It does cost a bit more than the AK-74N, but I think it's probably a more customizable gun as well. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to Reginaldesq. We'll now go into the actual gameplay footage. So like I said, the AS VAL will be at night time, because at night time I can see the path of the bullets, and then after that we'll have the M4 in the daytime, and you can judge for yourself a little bit about maybe what's going on with the bullets there. Thank you.